Hello, you're highly welcome. As I said, I would like to talk about the the MEXT Japan Teachers Scholarship Program, and also that of Turkey that is just open, Turkey salary, or I think it means maybe Turkish bursary or something like that. So, but we are starting with that of Japan. We are going to just take a look. We will navigate through the application with you so that you will be encouraged and you know that it is something that is possible, something that you can actually do. Because sometimes people get discouraged once they read and they discover that, oh, it will involve a lot, and then they just give up. I don't want you to give up. Let's work together. Let me share screen and then we go through it. Let's see what can we do to make it really easy. Okay. Oh, I'm already opened to it before coming up here. However, uh, the first point to come to this place, there was a link I shared on my platform. Actually, I took time, I hesitate a little. When this advertisement was everywhere online, I didn't share because I didn't see the link on the Nigerian embassy website. So I really wanted to see it on Nigeria embassy website because I know this is an embassy route application. I don't know, maybe there's a university route also, just like the other general MEXT scholarship, but uh, I don't have much experience about this teacher training scholarship, but we'll go through. I have once applied for the general MEXT scholarship, and I think there are many things in common. And if you're a teacher, I will encourage you. I think this is the link. Study in Japan directly. No, 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 no. Maybe let's search for the link by the Nigerian embassy so that we'll start by going through their own specific instructions, um, so that we don't miss anything. Yeah, because the general site might just give general guides, but the one from our embassy, yeah, this one, it says the Embassy of Japan in Nigeria. Now, but the date is showing 2024. So maybe let's add 2026 and see. Let's come up here. Wow, I'm still seeing on 2025, the one from the embassy. But I shared a link. I don't know if I have to go to my Facebook and get that link, but anyway, let's click on this one and see. Yes, and this is for sure Embassy of Japan in Nigeria. And then this is it. I think this is the current one because you can see 2026 here. We can see the closing date, Friday, 30th January, 12 noon. Let's verify whether 30th January is a Friday. Yes, it is. So this is the current one. So let's look at some instructions that probably are peculiar to Nigeria before we go to the ones that are general. So first of all, the Embassy of Japan in Nigeria is accepting application for MEXT scholarship program, teacher training students category. So they say we should refer to this link. So this, I think this is the main link, the general link. But let's go down to other things. The application deadline for Nigeria is this. The submission address, this is the submission address. As I know, everything you do, you will print it out. You are required to put everything in one envelope, maybe a big envelope, and submit this address. the Embassy of Japan in Abuja. Or you can also post it. During our time, you can also post from your location, maybe using post office or other means. I think I prefer if you're using post office, you should make sure it is EMS so that if there is any failure in delivery or so, you'll be notified or and things like that. So, and this is the advertisement for Nigeria. You can see it is so nice, everything, and this is the general link, deadline, the same thing we have gone through. So the only points we are supposed to take a look at again is one, incomplete application will not be processed. Second is the applicant must be born on or after 2nd April 1991. So even if you are a teacher or you are willing to be trained as a teacher or you are already a trained teacher and you just want to upskill, that is, you want to upskill or some people that want to reskill, let me not play with these terminologies. This date of birth may screen you out at this stage. What does it mean? If you are born earlier than this date, you cannot apply. Someone like me, I cannot apply. I cannot apply. So 1991, even the 1991, it must be after 2nd April. So if you are born even 1st April, you cannot apply. That is 1st April 1991 or earlier March, February, January, you can apply. And then the other years preceding 1991. So here are other notes here for us. I really want us to go through because these instructions are particular to Nigerians. Say a photocopy of graduation certificate is acceptable only if the copy is attested by an authorized official of the teacher training school or the university, a court or a notary public. So that means I think you need to authenticate your certificate because they needed an original. So if you are not having an original, then the notarized photocopy will serve as an original. You can notarize your document through some law firms, or you can do certificate attestation or authentication at the Federal Ministry of Education in Abuja. So a photocopy of the graduation transcript is acceptable only if the photocopy is attested by an authorized official. I think it's the same thing like the one above, your certificate, your transcript. Normally, you can put them together and take them to court to be notarized, or you authenticate if you want, you can even authenticate and notarize at the same time so that you don't encounter any trouble. And if you want to know more about authentication and the rest, I think you have to go to Ministry of Education website, education.gov.ng. There are information about it, but you cannot do it remotely. You have to be there physical. But maybe if you are good, you can reduce or you can do some of the stages online, then you go physically and complete because they have to see your document. It's a physical document. They are going to do an authentication on it. So, okay, here there is an addition. Say, otherwise, an original document of graduation, certified grade, transcript, duly signed and stamped by an authorized official of the teacher training school or university is acceptable. However, the applicant must be willing to relinquish it totally. Wow! Can you, can you relinquish? What are they trying to say? Can you, if you submit your original certificate, can you leave it for them completely? I don't think so. So, since you're not going to leave it for them completely, just notarize and authenticate or notarize or authenticate the photocopies. Then also, please do not submit original academic or graduation certificate document, except if you are willing to relinquish them totally, as they will not be returned. You can hear this, an additional emphasis to show you that they would be returned. So don't give them your original certificates. Application package must be submitted as hard copy in person or by post. I've told you, you can also post it. No online stroke email admission will be accepted. Incomplete submission of any of the required documents, e.g. copy of graduation certificate, transcript attested by an authorized official, will render the application ineligible, therefore will not be screened. So everything must be complete. I mean, everything. So be very careful and make sure you submit everything that is required. Also, applicant must read through the application guidelines carefully and follow the instruction therein before submitting. Yes, that is your assignment. Please be aware that if you are selected, or if you are if your selected courses are unrelated to your research plan, you will not be accepted by the university and will be unable to study in Japan under the program. So you should make sure that the research plan you are having or you will be presenting is in line with what is obtainable at the institution. There are various institutions in Japan, and I'm sure that there is a document provided for that. We will go through those so that you take your time, you go through, you make sure that your program is there, and there are people interested in your area of research in that institution before you should select that university. If not, you may apply something that is so good, but not related. Maybe you selected, okay, now I get it. You may select, you may write a very good research plan, but you selected a course that is unrelated to it. For example, maybe you studied geography education, and then this time around, you want to specialize in maybe educational administration. A particular proposal on education administration is written, but you still selected your geography education as the course you're going to study. You may suffer this trouble of rejection because they are not related, and maybe education administration is available. Or for example, you study mathematics education and then you are very good in sports, then you want to do your research related to physical and health education. No, it will not go. They are not matched. You cannot match them together. So it's a only successful candidate will be contacted at every point of the screening exercise. It is highly competitive, so they cannot contact everybody. So this is the basic instruction. But then let's take a quick look at what is in this link. Maybe you can say one or two things that will serve as a guide that will help some people from my little experience. So, what are we having here? Okay, so don't care about all these many things. From my experience, there are usually forms here. So the first category is application guidelines. The second one is application forms. You are advised to read the guidelines, right? I'm not going to do that for you, but maybe we will take a look at the course guide of teacher training program because it's really important. This one is also important. This and these are the same, but this one is in Japanese. So let's just open this, read it yourself. It is, I mean, wow, it is much, 9 pages, but I think you can read it so that you don't make mistakes. Read it. Sometimes when you're trying to save time and then you dodge the instruction, you even waste more time because you may be forced to come back to it, or you lose the opportunity itself by making a costly mistake. So let's take a look at course guide, because somewhere you're going to select the university and the course. Wow, this is the little problem I discovered about this. It comes in Japanese language, and there is a problem. What is the problem? I have translator in my browser, but not everybody has. So let me close it. But the provision, original provision is made on the side to click and switch to English. However, when you click, it takes you somewhere else. Everything is in English here, but it is somewhere else. It doesn't look like the previous page. So we come back to it, and I don't want to force you to use this translator. So what do? You just close it, you come down. There are, despite the fact that we didn't change to English, what we are looking for is in English. There are many things here in their language, application guide, but I can see course guide of teacher training. And this is 2020, 2026 also. This 1 to 24. Then there is another one from 23 to 49. Okay, 1 to 21, 23 to 49. I think they contain institutions. Yeah, there's another one, index guide. So let's just do open some. Let's open the first and the second. So this is course guide. So you can see universities here and their location and everything. Maybe you have idea of a location you want to stay during study, then you use this one. So this is just little. I think it's just the page numbers or whatever. It's just like the course content. So this is the first one I downloaded. So you can see Hokkaido University of Education. Then you do your check. I'm sure the programs, these are maybe the programs available there. Wow, we have to do some zooming in. So you can see there are even supervisors there and the teaching field and everything. Wow, you can't make a mistake. If you make a mistake, then you didn't follow the instruction. Here, everything you follow, everybody, you know the area where the person is interested and everything. You are going to conclude based on this for which university to select and which program. Make sure that the program tallies with your background already, because I think it's preferable you are even teaching already. What are you teaching? Let it go in line with that, and if possible, go in line with your certificates also. So this is it. Maybe we close this and go ahead to the category of the forms. Yeah. So application form, this is the main application form. So this is placement preference application form. I don't even know what it is, but let's look at it. So health, certificate of health, this one must be filled, they say, by a professional medical doctor. So you conduct some tests in the hospital and get it filled. It is not easy. The form is bulky, a lot of diseases that are not so common. Go to a very good hospital and maybe a medical doctor that knows you that can help. So recommendation letter also, this is a sample. However, it is flexible. Other styles, they say, are also acceptable. And as I know, for this scholarship, the recommendation letter, it is not left open for you. What do I mean? The recommendation letter is supposed to be written by anyone serving as your recommender, or, I mean, yes, like as your recommender, maybe your former professor, your supervisor or something. And then the person is supposed to put it in an envelope, seal it, and sign on it, such that when it is opened, it will be known that it was tampered with. So that was my experience during our time. I don't know of now, but maybe when you read the instruction, they may mention something exactly like that. I believe they will return that policy. So this is the application form. So when you read the instruction, you will know how to fill it. But I think it is possible. You can download it. If you download it, you can fill in information here. So during my time, I actually typed in. So unless where necessary, maybe where to sign or so, until I printed out, then I signed. So, but almost everything here, here, for example, you can check male or female. Since it is one option only, when I go back to female, male disappears. For marital, if I put married dies or if I change to single, married disappear. So you can fill the form online, but download it first. It is still online, so some things may not be flexible, but let me try. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can see I can actually fill in maybe my name, then giving name, your middle name, whatsoever. You try and fill everything, your basic information down to, you have to agree to some of these things, yes or no, as applicable. Uh, you have to fill everything correctly from your primary school, lower secondary school, that is JS class, upper secondary school. Wow, Japan, they are serious about education. They look at the stages and everything, they recognize everything. So if you have your JSC, maybe you upload separate from some of you, you have thrown away your JSC, right? So separate from maybe your SSC and then your higher institution, maybe undergraduate. If you're going for master's, then if you're going for PhD, your undergraduate and maybe your PhD, your master's degree certificate, or if you have anything, even PGD or so, you can attach along. However, they only recognize bachelor's level here, master doctor. They didn't indicate PGD or whatsoever, but maybe you will find a way to include it because can be or it might be of an added advantage. Remarks whatsoever. You fill the form, man, it's your responsibility. I'm here to just motivate you. But I want you to know that you can do this. Don't give up. You can actually fill these forms before you know you are done. If you start, just start. And then before you know you are done. Honestly, I don't know about this second form, which is a placement preference application form. Okay, you fill your basic details. I think you feel okay. This is where you make your choice for the university. Yeah, maybe there are some course codes that you pick, then you fill them in here. Since they provided 5 spaces, maybe 5-digit code, maybe numeric or alphanumeric, I don't know. Fill them in teaching field, things like that. T11 fifth choice. Wow, the alternative are quite good. Um, then you finish everything, you select, you submit. This is just about your preference, which university and whatsoever. That means you have a work, go through that document, know the universities and the program available, look at the one that match what you want to do, what you want to research on, what you want to study, and then you make your application. So let's check the other document. So certificate of health, as I told you, you're going to see a lot of things, but you try. I filled mine at Federal Medical Center in Jalingo. It was not easy, but I was able to do it. There are some tests, however, I think some X-ray that at that time they were not having the facilities for that. So they referred me to some laboratory, I don't know. I don't want to talk more than what I know, but a laboratory somewhere in Magami, in Jalingo, Tarawa State, if you're from Tarawa State. So I conducted those tests there and the results were filled for me. So, but some of these are just basic things, your weight, your blood type, your height, this and that, your eyesight value, all will be checked, your lungs, cardio, waiting, megaly, electrocardiograph, they will check your site, then diseases, a lot of them, as I said, tuberculosis, malaria, they say other communicable diseases, epilepsy, kidney disease, heart, diabetes, drug allergy, psychosis. Wow, we come down to another category, measles and the rest, chickenpox, meningitis, and the rest. You come down here, laboratory tests, about glucose and the some of these things. And if it is completed, I mean, the medical doctor signs and some things like that. And then you can actually print it. Oh, Yeah, you print it out. I think the basic information, you just take it to the hospital. Maybe you just fill your name and the rest online, or you even print it. The medical doctor will fill everything. In this case, everything can be filled by hand. But I think from name to this, you can actually fill online. You can put your surname, given name, middle name. Then here you select your gender and the rest. If it doesn't work, print everything. You fill the top part and then allow the doctor to fill the remaining. Yeah. So I have done it before. So this form, you also fill. Okay, no, no, no. This is for the recommendation. So anyone that is filling recommendations for you, you can send this sample to that person. It is just a guide. It can help guide the person on what information to provide about you. So they will use it to write, and then they should put everything in an envelope, seal and sign at the, I don't know, the lid opening, or how should I call it now? So that when the cover of the envelope is tampered with, it will be known. You know, there is a particular gum that is used to seal. You can sign on top. So I think that's is the most suitable thing to do. So they do that. So they don't have to follow this template. As far as they have known what is required of them, they make sure that all this information are included and they can type it, for example, on their letter-headed paper, professional letter-headed paper, and then they put it in the envelope. You throw it inside the big envelope where all other things required are, are, are included, then you take it to the Japan Embassy in Abuja and submit or send through post to that address. I wish you the best of luck. I don't have more to say about this, but I think I have encouraged you and I've shared my own experience. And there are certain things you may have not understood in a particular way or how it was presented. Maybe from my explanation being a Nigerian like you, the way I speak and other things you now understand. I wish you the best of luck. I will be very happy to receive your testimony that you have been selected. We have never produced anyone on this scholarship from our platform, the Informed Generation Technology. It will be nice if you make an attempt and you win. That will make us very proud. Thank you, and goodbye.